Hey, what's up, guys? There's a pandemic in the world and everything has taken a hit and many things have slowed down. Yet, I have managed to get my hands on another IEM amidst everything going on. So, let's get to it. And I've been looking for a good vocal-oriented IEM and I have tried a couple. And this here is my latest finding. It's called BQEYZ KB100. Yeah, I know it's kind of weird, right? There you go. On the left side, BQEYZ. On the right side, KB100. Right? That's basically it. And by the way, I've noticed one thing. Let me show you. See that? Strange. No other IEMs I have tried have done that before. So let's get to it. Let's start. As you see, it comes with a very basic packaging. You see, small black box, and here are some specs. Not much information actually. You see, okay, 3.5, 0.78 millimeter connectors, blah blah blah, hybrid technology, it says. And by hybrid they mean 2 dynamic drivers, 1 balanced armature per side. All right, it doesn't say on the box, but so you see it just comes with a very simple presentation. Nothing basically, just extra ear tips, all sizes, small, medium, large, and small booklet, manual. That's basically it. The cable is here. Let me show you the cable. Little tangly, but actually, the cable quality isn't that bad. With these cheap IEMs, Hi-Fi IEMs, the accessories and stock cables usually suck, and this time it isn't too bad. This is all I'm saying, and that's something. So as usual, let's start with the things that I don't like. So number 1, the price. So I got them for $50, and that's usually my limit for budget earphones, and this is just on that limit, and I think this is a little bit steep in my opinion. So this is the first thing that I don't like about these earphones. Okay, and by the way, let me show you. See, 2-pin connector, metal build except this nozzle part, 2 vent holes here, 1 here you go, another here. So that's basically it. Okay, number 1, price, $50. I don't like the price. It's a little steep compared to what we have on the market, remember. And number 2, limited music genre experience, and I'll get to that in a bit. I'll get back to that in a bit. I'll explain what I mean by that. And number 3, slightly recessed treble. Well, not exactly recessed as we know, but they just require a little more sparkle. Like for example, the cymbal sounds a little distant at times and not that sparkly. This is what I mean. A little bit sparkle towards that, on that region, and that should be quite beautiful in my opinion. So that's basically everything. No, wait, not everything. Apparently the nozzles are plastic, as you can see, and I mentioned earlier, see? And as I was tip rolling, changing tips, so on, I noticed that that part, the black part here, there you go, see? slightly came forward, like kind of came loose due to a very tight ear tip on it. So I was trying to pull the ear tip and to replace it with another one, and then I noticed that it came off slightly. I just pushed it back but now I'm skeptical. So I don't know, but so far I haven't encountered any problems, but I'm just saying what I have experienced. So okay, now that's basically everything that I don't like about these IEMs. So now let's get to the things that I actually like. Number one, the mids. Alright, so the mids are really beautiful. I think really good. Quite, mids are creamy and silky smooth, I would say. I'm definitely feeling the mids on these IEMs. I don't know if they are technically a typical mid-centric IEM as we know, but I'll take it. With what it has about the mids, I'll take it. Alright, they're particularly good for blues and jazz, especially. The vocals and the guitar sit slightly in front of the other, instruments, but they're not harsh at all. There's no, shouty vocals or not too hot mids or anything. They're just slightly a little forward, but that's it, and I like it. I like it. So number two, bass is controlled, but still present in the mix. Now you see I'm not feeling this. I mean, what is this? This is not my, you see, these are not my first metal cased IEMs, but none of them did this. So I don't know what this is, but probably it's just saying something about the quality assessment, maybe the quality check. I don't know. So let me get back to it. So as I was saying, bass is controlled, but it's still present in the mix and gives some warmth, which I usually prefer, and a little bump towards the sub bass region wouldn't be bad actually. But then again, this is just my personal preference, my personal taste. The bass is not recessed or weak, otherwise they're there. But I think could have been nicer to have some little bit push in the sub bass region. So number three, the build quality. So despite that issue I mentioned earlier with the nozzles and that magnetic thing that I'm having now, which is weird. Despite all those things, I still appreciate the overall, the durability, the metal shell, and despite their look, they look suspect. You see, it's kind of, thick, not that big, kind of thick, but they're quite comfy as well. Honestly, they fit quite nice. There's no fatigue in wearing them. You can wear them for hours, long hours, and there's no problem. I haven't had any problems regarding the fit. So, and soundstage is average, not narrow like an in-your-ear kind of soundstage, as in those TRN BA5s, for example, but not wide either. So there's nothing, worth mentioning about the soundstage here. It's just average. That's basically it. So moving on, and now it's time for the comparison as usual. How do they compare against my favorites, Blowns? On a side note, by the way, I'm not as enthusiastic about defending the crown for my favorite as my current favorite as I was about defending my former champs, the Tenmax, 10 Pros. This is mainly due to Blowns being a little darker in mids, but most importantly due to the goddamn fits you know, the fitment. It's just a pain. It's horrible. I said this a couple of times, and it's particularly the main reason that I don't listen to my blondes as much as I wanted to, because I just hate that fitment. It's really awful, but they sound really good. They sound great, especially for the price. So, well, they're still the champ. So anyway, so they have different signatures, obviously, like I said. Again, nothing beats the bass on blondes, and highs also have more sparkle on blondes as well. But mids wise is the KB100s. It's obviously the KB100s, and so I still look for my blondes if I need that bass. If I need to listen, you know, a bass heavy music, I still go for my blondes. But KB100s are definitely keepers, and I can easily give them the second place. You know, they're currently, as of now, look at this. As of now, jeez, man. Alright, as of now, they still, despite that too, they're still my second favorites now. So the two of them together will basically get you, you know, covered for all kinds of music. And now, speaking of music, I'll get back to what I was talking about earlier, about being limited. So these are particularly good for blues and jazz, in my opinion. And for others, they're just average. Especially for, you know, some electronic music, I think these are not the best choice. And for the other types of music, other genres of music, they're just okay. Nothing, you know, fancy, nothing interesting. If you already have another, you know, set of IEMs that have more bass or more, you know, treble, like typical V-shaped, or if you have blondes, like I was saying, you would naturally want to listen to them, not these, unless you want to, you know, listen to some jazz or blues specifically. So, in my opinion, these are these that they give me almost, you know, the feeling that they were almost designed for particularly blues and jazz only. Other than that, there's nothing interesting here about listening through these earphones. They're okay, but that's it. But if you love listening to jazz, if you particularly listen to jazz and blues, then yeah, definitely these. Definitely go with these. Alright, this is what I was talking about. They have a limited genre of music to experience with. They excel in blues and jazz, but that's basically it. Still, I'm not judging heavily about that because I like blues and jazz, so I'm okay with that. So anyway, like I said, if you have the two, the blondes and these, you will basically, you know, they will basically get you covered for all kinds of music. Shame that these are tagged $50, because that's steep in my opinion compared to what we have on the market at this price, such as, you know, the blondes around $30. If these were around $30, they definitely would have made a larger impact. But overall, if you're looking for a vocal-oriented IEMs, particularly for blues and jazz, these are definitely worth trying. I hope you enjoyed. I think these are going to be my last IEMs for, in terms of, you know, mid-centric vocal-oriented IEMs. I think I will conclude my research for now with these, and I will keep them, and I will be listening through these IEMs, especially the, like I said, jazz and the blues music, because I really love listening blues and jazz on these. They're really good. You should try. So I hope you enjoyed. Hit me up in the comments if you have any questions. Subscribe, and I'll see you in another one.